Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. And I want to make a special thank you to Chair Terry Canales for putting that amendment on the bill. That's one I had drafted, and I also want to thank Giovanni Capriglione, Representative Chairman Capriglione, for working with me on that amendment to get to an agreeable position. So I'm here to speak on the bill. And thank you, Mr. Speaker, for recognizing me. Today was a tough day for me, members. As the only fully Jewish member of this assembly, I want to share some perspective from Jewish communities on this bill. It may surprise some of you to learn that Jewish communities do not uniformly support this bill. Jewish communities do not uniformly oppose the bill. And so I'm just here to tell you, over these last couple of weeks, I have gotten an earful from Jewish communities, both for, both against, folks telling me, because you're the only Jewish person, you have to vote for it. And other folks telling me, but because you're the only Jewish person, you have to vote against it. Emphatic input from across the spectrum. So I'd like to take a moment to help you understand some of the views, some of the issues with this. So naturally, as many of us would expect, many Jews do support the bill, and supporters say it helps to bring visibility to rising anti-Semitism in schools. It will help determine if a student's violation of a school's code of conduct was driven by anti-Semitism. Supporters agree with using the International Holocaust Remembrance Association definition, the IHRA definition of anti-Semitism, and they say the examples that are used in that IHRA definition are critical towards helping illustrate the context. These advocates rightly point to an alarming rise in anti-Semitism in our schools and really across the country, across the globe, and how this rise in hate towards us severely affects our families and communities. The Center for Anti-Semitism Research reported a 135% rise in anti-Semitic incidents in K-12 schools in the past year, and note that 71% of K-12 Jewish students in this country surveyed indicated that their child experienced anti-Semitic incidents at school. According to a January 2025 poll done by the Anti-Defamation League, Hillel International, and College Pulse, 83% of Jewish college students have experienced or witnessed some kind of anti-Semitism since October 7th, 2023, the brutal, barbaric Hamas attacks on Israel. 2/3 of Jewish students and 60% of non-Jewish students report they are not confident in their university's ability to prevent anti-Semitic incidents. Advocates say that clearly and accurately defining anti-Semitism is key to combating this current dramatic spike. Members, I'm sure some of you will be surprised to learn that a significant portion of the Jewish community opposes efforts like this. Those folks criticize this bill specifically for some very valid reasons. Opponents point to issues with the IHRA definition, especially when using it in this context. They assert that the definition was crafted without considerations for a legal application or regarding First Amendment considerations. The lead drafter on this, on the IHRA definition, is a lawyer and professor named Kenneth Stern. He opposes using the definition in statute. And I can tell you this because I literally had a conversation with Dr. Kenneth Stern a week ago. We spoke for close to an hour. He was telling me how he has recently testified in the United States Senate to oppose the use of his own definition in statute. Opponents also say examples. The examples portion of the IHRA definition of anti-Semitism has been criticized by legal experts, civil liberties organizations, and even some Jewish scholars. Critics warn that the IHRA dangerously conflates legitimate criticism of the Israeli government and its policies with actual anti-Semitism. Critics say this has been shown to have a chilling effect on constitutionally protected free speech in academic settings and disproportionately affects Palestinian, Arab, and Muslim students whose political expression could be misconstrued and labeled as anti-Semitism. Some Jewish critics express concern that this type of legislation singles out the Jewish community and could actually bolster anti-Semitic tropes and stereotypes, reinforcing stereotypes of Jews as privileged and influential, and could further stigmatize our community. Members, I would suggest that if we really wanted to address religious discrimination, religious persecution in bullying, that we would be crafting a law to go after any form of religious persecution. Our great country was literally founded by folks seeking religious freedom. It's about liberty, y'all. So I do have concerns about students expressing solidarity with the Palestinians or criticizing Israeli policies could face discipline for their constitutionally protected free speech. And that's why I felt so strongly about making sure this amendment that we forwarded to protect free speech was adopted, and I'm so grateful that that was done. It allows me to vote for this bill in good conscience. Members, I know I've already stood up here too long. I'm grateful for your attention, and I hope that this has helped you understand a little bit of the complexity around this issue.